How is everyone today? So today we are back with Sneer of Nam Nevermore. Sneer of Nam Nevermore. Oh my god, where did that was 1 year ago. We're back with Dark Knight. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. I think it was Abbott, but we're back with Dark Knight. I already did Kurato's romantic ending by accident. However, I want to properly get it this time, so that's basically what we are going to do. We are getting Kurato's romantic ending and see where it goes. Even though we already know, but yeah, let's just switch and go. So let's check the gallery. We got all the pictures, I believe, now from Kurato. We were so shabby in our cheeks. I just noticed he was hugging us. Oh. I noticed the position of legs. Dang, it's. Okay, nothing new on others, and on cutscenes, this is the one that is new. Yep. I don't think, yeah. I don't think I can't go to the, yeah. Oh! Oh, okay. I didn't know this, so. We have 13. Lame that. Okay. We have 27, going for safe option. We have 14, starting over for some reason. We have 16, Beauty and Bunny. We have 15, Sugar, Spice, and Everything Nice. We have Sorry, they are just side characters. This is when we pick both Jace and Blaze for when Ikui asks us, oh, which one are you interested in? The Man in Black, this is when we know more about Kaishi, and that he is the Shinigami. I didn't know this. Okay, and I like this. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. I should have. It's starting already. Oh my god, can't even read. I should have gone home earlier. My shoes are getting soaked. Everything is so boring these days that I keep losing track of time. Sitting at home does not help, so I often go out. The library is one of my favorite places to visit because it has so much for me to discover. Even then, there is a limit to what I can do there. I wish something interesting would happen in this village every once in a while. Anything that could kill my boredom. I often pass by this mansion during the day, but this time it catches my attention. I wonder when was the last time anyone last visited this place. No other house in the village looks as lonely as this one does. From afar, it looks grand. If I had to guess, it was probably built over 2 centuries ago. The atmosphere changes as soon as I approach the house. The whole building is surrounded by a veil of thin mist. All the plants in the garden have been taken over by the weeds. Behind the trees, I notice an empty fountain with a fairy statue in the middle. This expression makes the environment even more depressing. No matter how you look at it, this place has an incredibly mysterious aura. There is something new to discover with each gaze around the premise. Some of the windows are broken, and the door is locked with heavy chains. My feet start to get cold, drawing my attention to my wet socks. I'll have to come back another time if I want to explore. As I'm about to turn around, I see a shadow move behind the windows. I try to focus on it, but it is already gone. It is as if nothing ever happened. Huh? Was that a person? Or was it just my imagination? I continue staring at the windows, but nothing else happens. Even though that was strange, I'm more curious than freaked out. Anyway, I don't want to stay in the rain any longer than necessary. My mind is clouded by thoughts of the mansion. Class starts soon. The first hour is history, my least favorite. It does not take long for me to doze off. I'll just take a short nap until class is over. I won't miss much anyway. Well, when I finally opened my eyes, school has already ended. I slept through all my classes. I should be reprimanded for it, but my teacher, Miss Blanchett, does not usually mind. He gives me special treatment because he knows I live alone, and there is no one for him to rat me out to. Perhaps I should not do that too often. My classmates look at me with resentful glares. I notice assignments lying on my desk. History and chemistry. Miss Blanchett gave us more homework than usual. It can't get any more boring than doing the same assignments over and over again. It seems like the other students have already gone home. My friends didn't even bother to wake me up. I will get back at them for this. God, I feel too lazy to get up. Once I'm ready, I start to head home. Even though I'm walking on the main road, no one is around. It is unusually quiet today, and after what Leoji told me, I'm feeling especially on edge. My footsteps echo in the silence, the empty street. When I hear another set of footsteps, I glance back, relaxing when I see it's only a boy from my school. I look up at the cloudless sky and yawn. Even though I haven't done anything today, I feel so exhausted. I want to jump back into bed. I take a few turns. It might be a coincidence, but the boy behind me seems to be following me. I have been walking very slowly this entire time, so it should have passed me by now. I should test him. There is an easy trick to find out if someone is following you or not. If I turn 3 times clockwise, or counterclockwise at forks in the road, I will walk in a circle. If the other person does that too, it means they have no destination. Where is the inspiration coming from? I enter a small alley. I take a turn. I turn once more, and again. Now, if he's still following me, I know it's not just a coincidence. Right on cue, I hear the boy's footsteps behind me. That guy still following me? It sure is interesting. I speed up, trying to get him off my heels by taking more turns. All of a sudden, my arm is grabbed. I briefly stop and turn around. It seems that my stalker has caught up with me. Oh, there's just a first year. Hello, we don't know each other, but we go to the same school, and I just wanted to ask you something. What is it? Well, will you go out with me? No. To break the ice, I say... My answer is still no. Now, let me go. Please? The boy keeps holding on to me, even when I try to pull myself free. Frustrated, and I violently tug my arm away. This guy's attitude is really creeping out. All the more reason to refuse him. He doesn't seem to know when to give up. What a brat. Sorry, forget what I said. Give me another chance. Let's start out as friends and get to know each other better. The boy grabs my other arm, and pulls me closer. He's getting more forceful as he tries to keep our conversation going. Without warning, I knee him in the stomach. He yelps and doubles over, finally letting me go. Ow! Ow! Don't make me repeat myself. I'm sorry. Please give me another chance. Is he a masochist? He reaches towards me again, but I step aside and grab his arm first. Skillfully, I seize his other arm and fold them both behind his back. When I speak again, my voice is stern. Try that again, and you won't live to regret it. I never expect a small girl like you to be so strong. I mean, yes, ma'am. Understand, then go. With a sigh, I release the boy and watch as he runs away. I hear him mumble something inaudible before he disappears down another street. First years are also troublesome. He called me a small girl even though he was small himself. People like him will always stay persistent unless I clear it with them. Maybe I should report him to the administration. Well, I probably rough him up enough to teach him a lesson. Once I get home, I go to my room. Hi Isa, how are you? I put my bag on the desk, and drop down onto my bed. As usual, the silence of my house is so heavy I can feel it making my shoulders sag. I live alone because my parents work overseas. They are usually busy, but they still call me whenever they can. Welcome. Thank you for the hydration. Is it not like I miss them, but it is boring to always be alone. I used to have many hobbies, but as soon as I grew up, they start to feel pointless. At some points, they all become repetitive. I don't want to spend my life in a endless cycle in the same routine, as if I'm not doing that right now. For the time being, I'll just stay as I am. This village has always been quiet. Aside from the same holidays every year, there is not much going on. I wish something exciting would happen. Actually, perhaps I can make my own excitement. I can try something new. Unless my fate has already been decided for me. If I could, I would rewrite this boring village. I think I forgot something. There was something I wanted to do. That mysterious mansion. I'm too sleepy right now. So tired. My eyelids feel heavy, and before I know it, I'm fast asleep. Next day.
Tiziana!
What is it, Yakuya?
Did you get into a fight with another student yesterday?
Huh? Why do you ask?
There is a rumor that you rough up a freshman yesterday for no reason.
Seriously? That brat. I should have reported him.
Of course, I'm on your side. I don't believe you would do such a thing.
Part of it is actually true. But to be fair, he was stalking me and being very forceful, so I simply defended myself. A dark-haired boy walks toward us. His name is Ryoji. Like Ikuya, I met him in primary school. Diviana, there's a difference between self-defense and assault. I doubt Mr. Class President will ever understand. You really do remind me of a wild rose. If I grew roots in this place, I'd die of boredom.
Oh, this reminds me of that time from 2 years ago. You know? When you bait up those seniors?
It wasn't like I wanted to do it. Besides, I only got involved because they started hazing all of the freshmen. It's not my fault I couldn't hold back. Try to be nicer to your fellow students. Fine, I'll do my best. You should care more about your reputation.
Aren't you afraid you won't be able to make friends now that the rumor is going around?
I didn't intend to make friends with a freshman anyway.
You always seem so bored. Meeting new people or falling in love will make your life more exciting.
No comment. Shortly afterwards, we begin to prepare for our trip to the forest. Our history teacher will be our guide. He supposedly wants to show the class a monument we learn about in class. He claims pictures in books are nothing compared to the real thing. The monument we will be visiting is only a 15-minute walk from our school. Yuki is clearly not looking forward to this trip. She has been holding my hand tightly the whole time. Everyone, don't stray from the path. You don't want to get lost here. Make sure not to disturb the wildlife either. I guess this field trip turned out to be even more educational than I expected. I've never seen this place before. Well, not recently. I got lost during a class picnic once when I was in primary school. This looks different from what I remember.
Yoji, have you heard about the demon in the forest?
Yeah, everyone in my neighborhood is talking about it. Apparently the rumors started after some tourists went missing on a trip here.
Do you think they're true?
I don't know. I've never seen a demon before. Don't they only exist in legends?
They say there's a truth behind every legend.
This village has many tales, but I doubt they're all true.
If it's true, I hope our little demon friend doesn't eat people.
Even if it does, it wouldn't eat you. You'd taste too bad. It could be a punches Leoji.
What? Oh, I was just kidding.
Ikuya giggles at his reaction. Why is the school taking us to a forest where a man-eating demon freely roams around anyway? The teachers don't believe the rumors. They think it's just a media stunt. And I know this because my dad told me. I guess we'll have to see what happens. There is one thing I would like to warn you about.
What is it?
It's not public information yet, but recently, a few villagers went missing in the middle of the night. No trace of them has been found. It's as if they just vanished.
Oh my goodness!
For real?
I sure won't be walking around alone again.
If we're headed in the same direction, I can walk you home. You could also ask your brother to pick you up.
My brother, no, not him.
Why?
He's from the elite class. He stands out too much.
Well, if all eyes are on you, no one's going to make a move.
But being picked up like a kindergartner? Sorry, but...
Anyway, even though this news hasn't been officially released yet, you two should be more careful. I don't want my friend to get hurt. I'll be fine. Anyway, should we ask Mr. Blanchard about the demon rumor?
Don't mention that. You're ruining the mood.
Let me ask him. My eyes drop on Leoja's conversation. Excuse me, Mr. Blanchard. Do you have anything about do you know anything about the demon rumors? Oh, Leoji, well... The teacher lets out a sigh and scratched the top of his head. You don't believe in them, do you? Not in the slightest. This forest is home to many different species of animals. Some silly people probably mistook one for a demon. Besides, there is no proof of their existence. Legends about these forests were just stories made up to scare little children. What about the missing tourists? Would you call their disappearance a coincidence? I don't think they disappeared. It is very easy to get lost in the forest without a map or a guide. That's what probably happened to them. The rescue team will find them soon. Just stay with the group and you won't have anything to worry about. I see.
What did Mr. Blanchard said?
He believes it's all made up. I don't believe a thing about this demon. Still, the rumors have piqued my curiosity. There's at least a grain of truth to every story. Something must have caused the village to feel restless. Hey, what do you guys think about doing a little expedition on our own? That sounds interesting.
But those missing tourists, what if you get lost too?
Don't worry, I have a map, and we can always signal for help with a torch.
Really? You'll set the forest on fire with that. Why would you even have one of those? This isn't the Middle Ages.
Just kidding. I've got the phone with me.
Can you even get a signal out here? Mr. Blanchard will...
Don't worry, Ikuya. I'm sure everything will go smoothly. If anything does happen, you can blame it on me.
Sure, but that doesn't guarantee our safety.
Stop overthinking it. What are the chances of anything bad happening? It will be just like a walk in the park. The worst thing that could happen to us is getting lost.
Of course that would be the worst thing.
Don't tell me you are planning for it to happen. Nah, it just occurs to me. I haven't been in the forest in a while. This place looks worse in my memories. Yeah, this place looks too nice for a demon to live in. While we are here, we can look for the missing tourists. Well, I'm up for it. Come with us, Ikuya. I think it'll be fun.
Fine.
Everyone gather together, let's go. The students line up in small groups. The teacher makes sure everyone is present before moving on. Psst. When do we sneak out? Let's head to the back of the line. He won't be able to see us there. As the group follows a path, we go to the other way. A few minutes later, we end up at a fork in the path. Look, a crossroad.
Which path should we take?
According to the map, The right path goes further into the forest, while the left one leads up to a waterfall. Let's go to the waterfall. I don't think there is anything of interest among more trees anyway. Excited, Leo just skips ahead. After a few minutes of walking, we reach a waterfall. A large shimmering lake ringed by lily pads rests at the bottom of it. The cliff face of the waterfall also has a path of rocks lined along it, providing easy access to the other side of the water. The water is so clear, I can see the bottom.
Wow, it's huge! The water looks so sparkly. I want to jump right in.
You get excited over the simplest things, don't you? There might be dangerous animals or bacteria in the water. If you jump into it, you'll probably be eaten alive.
Boo! You always ruin my phone.
Yash chuckles at her reaction. I take a closer look at the lake. I can hear the sound of birds singing, but there does not seem to be any other animals around.
These rocks could serve as perfect seeds. Diviana, come over here.
I'm going to explore for a bit. I'll be back soon. I'll be waiting here. Don't go too far, okay? I know, don't worry. I skip over the right side of the waterfall, trying to see what might be behind the stream of water. To my surprise, there seems to be a hidden cave. From the corner of my eye, I notice a shadow moving in the bushes. It moves so fast that my eyes cannot make it out what it is. It does not help that I was not paying attention. Whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it just went into the cave. Look toward the entrance and notice another path of rocks leading inside. Curiosity gets the best of me, compelling me to take a look. I carefully make my way across the rocks. After I manage to get behind the waterfall, I peer around the cave. I cannot see anything in the darkness. The sound of falling water echoes around me. I wish I had my phone with me, so I could use it as a flashlight. What could be back there? I know I saw something heavy a moment ago, but I can't see anything. Was it just my imagination? I tried to shout, but the sound of crashing water overpowers my voice. As I walk deeper into the cave, I try again. Hello? Is anybody there? I call out a third time, but I can only hear the echo of my voice. I hear footsteps behind me. Surprised that I turn around. A shadow stands at the entrance. Who is there? I can tell from the person's build that he's a man, but due to the darkness, I cannot make out his facial features. Who are you? I shout again, this time louder. Who are you? Stop yelling, I'm not deaf. The man suddenly starts walking towards me. Surprised by his movements, I step back. I slip on the wet, uneven surface of the fall flat and fall flat on the ground. Oh my god, I can't breathe. Ouch. A hand reaches out to me, and I'm surprised by the man's kindness. Light silently filters through the waterfall, and I can finally see his face. Are you hurt? No, I'm okay. I take his hand and pull myself up. He gazes at me with his narrow violet eyes, but I am more drawn to the long, crimson hair he has tied into a loose braid. The man's delicate facial features, oh my god, features contrast with his muscular torso and wide shoulders. He's wearing odd traditional clothing, in particular, the collar around his neck raises a lot of questions. I've never encountered anyone like him in the village. Are you disturbing my peace with your shouting? That was so blunt and rude. You didn't answer me. I'm guessing you're one of the tourists. Tourists? Can't you see I'm a student? How did you discover this cave? Are you lost? No, I wanted to follow the path outside and never come back. This is a private property. Wait, who are you? And what are you doing here? How did you know about the tourists? And don't ask so many questions at once. Don't just cut me off. Answer me. Never mind that. Go back to your group already. But the man roughly grabs me by the wrist and pulls me back to the cave entrance. Hey! Stay away from this place. The man forcefully pushes me out of the cave and round to complain, but he's already gone. He disappears mysteriously as he appeared. What a rude guy. It's not like he owns a cave or anything. This reminds me of how I treated that first year kid. At least I gave him a chance to explain. This person was just... If no one is allowed to go in there, then what about the crimson-haired man? He seemed to know about authorities too. After letting out a heavy sigh, I walk back across the rocks to Ryoji and Ikuya.
Hey,
Oh wait, it's already not Ikuya. Hey Diviana, back already? Did you find anything interesting?
Nope.
I met a weird guy, but it doesn't seem worth mentioning to Ikuya and Ryoji.
Maybe demons didn't live here after all.
Jeez, Ikuya, have you given up already? Of course the demon won't show up itself so easily. We should keep looking around.
Nah, I'm tired. Let's go back to the group before Mr. Blanchett notices we're gone.
Did Mr. Blanchett ever talk about this forest during history class? I can't remember. That's because you're always asleep during history class. That's not true. I do pay attention. Sometimes. My friends chuckle. It has been a long day. My feet hurt from all the walking. I'm still curious about what secrets the forest has. That crimson-haired guy in particular bothers me. He wasn't dressed like a tour guide. Not that I've heard about any tours in the forest. Digging into it makes me more confused. Perhaps I should stop here. Like I said, it is none of my business. There is no use fretting over it. Even as one mystery fades, however, another one appears. Abandoned house from yesterday pops up in my mind. I did plan on going there again, and it does not seem to be raining right now. I glance at the time. It reads 8 p.m. It's still dark outside. It is already dark outside. Oh my god. I feel still hurt, but the house isn't that far. I grab my jacket once I decide to go. The streets are completely empty, making the village seem it has been abandoned. Everyone must already be home from work or school. A few minutes later, I reach a old house. Looks exactly the same as last time, even though it did not rain today. It is still surrounded by the eerie mist. The previous owner must have been very rich to afford the construction of this mansion, especially with all its fine details. It shouldn't be a problem if I look around. The house looks large and older now that I am close. I expect a big chain is locking the doors. They are not they are not old and rusty like I expected. They seem like they were put on recently. Perhaps the residence has any owner? Suddenly, I hear a sigh from behind me. I quickly turn around to locate the source of the sounds. There is someone sitting on the edge of the fountain. It blends so well with the dreary mist that I had not noticed him when I first entered. I slowly approach the man. Up close, I notice he looks near my age. He is most likely from the same school as me, but I have never seen him before. His uniform design is not one I recognize. Perhaps he's part of the elite class, like Ikuya's brother. Each elite student wears a costume designed uniform, making it difficult to be certain they even attend our school. To complement their unique uniforms, the elite class also has special rules, but I never bother looking into them. Its members hardly appear at school, so only a few of us have ever seen their faces. Needless to say, there are many rumors about that class. According to Ikuya, you need to have very high grades to qualify, but there might be more to it than that. Many students envy their statues. Hello? The guy flinches and looks at me, startled. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, I do not mind. My apologies for not noticing you earlier. May I sit here? My guess? Could it be the shadow I saw yesterday? Do you come here often? Oh my god. It sounds like a cheesy pickup line, but I don't know what else to say. I do. This place has an interesting atmosphere. He looks away from me. The warm copper of his gaze is thoughtful. Something about him feels off. I'm not sure, but is he sad? I can't really read his expression. What about you? Well, can tell him that I saw something strange here the other night and I came to investigate. It sounds weird. I never noticed how interesting this place was before, so I thought I'd come take a closer look. At this hour? I like going for walks at night. Oh, likewise. The man's expression clears up and he smiles. Would you like to go for a walk with me then? Sure. It's odd that someone would offer to go for a walk with a person they just met. It does seem friendly and polite though. He stands up and we follow the path through the garden. Unlike the rest of the garden, this path is not covered with weeds. The ground is even and well trod. As we walk, he points out the statues hidden away by unusual shrubs of flowers I have not seen before. Does it so naturally, as if he owns this place. The moonlight and starry sky illuminate the view, which make it even more beautiful. I never expect to find beauty in an abandoned place like this. The man smiled mysteriously at my comment. You seem to know a lot about this mansion. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Do you know who put these chains on the doors? His eyes swivel away from mine again. The man hesitates to speak. I seem to have found my answer. I do not know about it. I guess he doesn't want to say. He looks flustered. Maybe I shouldn't push any further right now. It's getting late. I should go home. Have a good night. As I head back to the front yard, I realize that I have not asked for the man's name. I turn back and try to find him, but he's already gone. The weekend finally arrives. In the morning, I make myself breakfast and sit on the couch. While chewing on some toast, I open the newspaper. I do not have any real leads for the disappearance yet, but I have to catch up with the news. It's full of usual advertisements, but now it actually has decent news articles. I browse through, hoping to find something interesting. My eyes stop at a page with mysterious sketches. The reports of missing persons are increasing. In just a few days, it has reached a point where the police can no longer suppress the public outcry. I studied the profiles and tried to find the commonality, but there does not seem to be one. Age, gender, appearance, occupation, address. No, nothing adds up. It isn't going nowhere. I've recognized some of these people, but I don't know they knew each other. Then again, if it was that easy, cops would have solved the case already. A lot of people disappear without a trace. They must have gone into hiding or were kidnapped. The thought of someone I know suddenly disappearing is scary. These crimes, or whatever they are, have to stop at some point. How long can this go on? I flip a page and find an article about an attempted homicide. A local reported that she heard a distressed scream late at night. According to her, the attacker ran off when she reached the scene. She also stated she managed to take a picture. When she noticed the victim was still alive, she called the emergency service and waited for the ambulance to arrive. Witness: I can't believe someone did such an inhumane thing. This is unforgivable. Further details on this case are below. Attached to the article is a blurry photo the witness took of the suspect with her cell phone. Nothing about their appearance is distinguishable. It will be difficult to identify them. The description says the victim had been missing for a week before the incident took place. Put the newspaper aside and take a sip of my tea. News really spread quickly in this village, no matter how grisly it is. Rumors pop up just as quick. I would not be surprised if people were already talking about who the attacker might be. While distasteful, those same rumors became trails that lead back to the criminals, allowing the crimes to be resolved just as quick. I want to help track down these people, but I'm not sure I'd make a difference. For now, I should keep an eye for anything suspicious. I've absent-mindedly eat the rest of my breakfast. I should take a walk to clear my mind. Going to the park sounds like a good idea. I look up at the bright blue sky. Gentle winds blow the puffy clouds about. As I walk down the road, an advertisement on a building catches my attention. Wanted: exorcists. Exorcists? Will ghosts even exist? Announcement: recently there have been sightseeings of ghosts within the village. We are looking for exorcists to deal with them. Seriously? I don't think anything remotely supernatural has ever happened here. And now people are supposedly seeing apparitions? Sightseeings of ghosts, sure. The park is practically empty, despite it being the middle of the afternoon. There is only one person, a boy, on the entire block. He seems to have noticed me too, but I do not pay further attention to him. I sit on a nearby bench and close my eyes, enjoying the silence. Weird things are happening in this village. It's interesting, but a bit concerning too. A Pleiadian in the quail will be safe. This is my day off. I didn't come here to find anything. I didn't come here to find new things to worry about. The wind blows gentle on my cheeks while I enjoy the warm sunlight on my skin. I clear my mind of all thoughts and focus on my breathing. They say this technique helps to release stress. A moment later, a figure blocks the sunlight. I open my eyes. I open my eyes and notice a silver-haired boy standing in front of me. Excuse me, miss? Yes. Can you tell me where the haunted house is? Haunted house? I've never heard of one around here. I'm sure it's supposed to be nearby, but I can't find it. I recall the advertisement from earlier. Only exorcists or orange junkies would actively seek haunted houses. He looks too young to get the job, but the alternative seems more unlikely, given his innocent demeanor. Why are you searching for it? Are you an exorcist? The boy looks confused, blinking innocently. No, do exorcists normally live around here? I don't know. I just saw an advertisement looking for applications. The boy pursues his lips, his expression flustered. Is something wrong? I must find the haunted house. Before I can say anything, the boy runs away. I wonder what that was about. I pull out a booklet from my pocket and start to read. It's a romance novel that I borrowed from Mikuya. Even though this genre is not my cup of tea, she insisted that I would enjoy it. I expected it to be something cheesy from the start, but so far nothing romantic has happened. The story feels more like a slice of life piece. Perhaps it is why Ikuya recommended it. Suddenly the sky becomes cloudy. Is it going to rain again already? Time to go home then. As I'm leaving the park, I notice a boy from earlier lying on the ground, his face against the dirt. Did he collapse? Quickly, I go to him and kneel down. Hey, are you okay? Oh, what happened? I don't have much time. What do you mean? The boy passes out before he can reply. Hey, don't pass out here. What should I do? I panic as I look around, but nobody else in the park. I have no way of placing an emergency call. Thankfully, he does not look that bad. I have no choice. I can't leave him here when it's about to rain. The clouds became darker with every passing minute. When I look up, I feel cold raindrops on my face. I manage to carry the boy to a dry spot under the tree before the rain starts pouring. I'm surprised by how easy it is. He weighs less than you would assume by looking at him. Why did he faint? Does he have some sort of illness? Maybe I should take him to the hospital. Well, it will have to wait until the rain stops. Don't want to risk him getting any sicker. The rain creates a curtain around the tree, a few drops sneaking between the leaves to land on us. What an unlucky day. I bow my head to look at the boy. Aw, he has such an adorable baby face. How old could it be? I bet he's way younger than me. His hair is so soft. I want to touch it. Just then, the boy slowly opened his eyes. Are you okay? The man mumbled something before closing his eyes again. Hey! Worried, I gently shake his shoulder to wake him up. He immediately opens his eyes and crawls away from me. Sorry, I thought... Oh, it's you. I... right. Rubbing the back of his neck, he looks away, embarrassed. He's an odd one, but it's kind of cute. It's okay. You feel better? Yes, I'm fine. The boy fixes his scarf and pats down his hair. He beams reassuringly at me. The boy looks at me at the grey sky, surprised by what he sees. It's raining? I could swear it was sunny earlier. The downpour started right after you passed out. Oh, right. Thanks for taking care of me. It turns towards me and gives me a warm smile. Let's wait here until it stops raining. Are you okay? I got worried when I saw you on the ground. I thought something happened to you. Huh? Oh, it's not a big deal. I'm just a little tired. There's nothing to worry about. Passing out from exhaustion is very serious. We should get you to a doctor. No. I feel a lot better now. He shakes his head and widely waves his arms, as if to prove he's okay. I raise a brow. I suspect he's afraid of doctors. Even so, I cannot force him to go anywhere. Hi Kiro, how are you? What is your name? Tashiro. Nice to meet you, Tashiro. You can call me Diviana. You mentioned a haunted house before. Can you tell me more about it? It's just a regular place, but people say it's haunted for some reason. Wouldn't you normally try to stay away from a place like that? It's just, I've lost something important there, which means you have been there before. Yeah, but I don't remember much. Can you tell me what you've lost? Just something important to me. Ashiro. Yes? Before he passed it out, he said something like, I don't have much time. What did he mean? I did? Yeah? Ashiro scratched his head. I just need to find my something quickly. I see. We sit side by side and watch the rain. I glance over at the boy. I do not know what happened, but he looks less pale than before. He seems to be enjoying the sight before us. Before long, the weather clears up and the rain slowly stops. I hope you can take care of yourself. I'm going home. I will. Perhaps I can help you look for the haunted house later? That'd be really nice of you. I came here a lot if you do ever want to meet up. Okay, maybe I'll see you later then. See you. I look at the pile of books on my desk. There is still plenty of homework to do, and whether I like it or not, I have to finish it. This is getting difficult. Perhaps I should pay attention in Mr. Blanchett's classes. The last few days I've been at it with all the strangers I've run into, but I'm glad I made a new friend. Uh, can I work like this? I try to focus on the textbook, but my mind keeps wandering. The man by the old house, the guy in the cave, and old Sashiro from the park. Even though I only spoke with them for a short time, they've piqued my curiosity. I give up. I want to find out what is going on in the village. I wonder what Lyoja is up to. Maybe I should call him. I dial his number, but the call goes to the voicemail. Guess that he's still busy with his after-school activities. I could call Ikoya and tell her what happened, but it will only get her worked up, so I brush the day aside. I throw myself on my bed and close my eyes. This feels a lot better. A moment later, I hear knocking on my window. Annoyed, I get up to check the source of the noise. I find myself being waved at. What? Let me in! Who the hell are you, and what are you doing up here? Hurry! Get down first. Just let me in. What's wrong with this guy? He's kicked out of my house. Seriously, how can a stranger expect me to let him into my room through the window? He must be the worst burglar ever. I'm not stupid enough to fall for such an obvious trap. I ignore him and lay back down on my bed. It is common sense to not let strangers in your house. The knocking stops after a moment. It seems like he has finally given up. Silently, I go back to my bed. I cannot help but worry about what happened to the guy clinging on the side of my house. Maybe I should check on him and get a ladder or something. I lean outside of the living room window and look up. Strange, I can see the window of my room, but there is no one outside. I shrug and turn back, going to my room. I'm shocked by the sight of a man laying on my bed. Oh my... How... You... Huh? How did you get in here? Are you a burglar? I'll call the police. I frantically search for my phone. Within a second, the man has me by the wrist and pins me against a wall. Wait, it's a misunderstanding. What? I desperately squirm around, trying to break his hold on me. The stranger lowers his head to look me in the eyes. Calm down, let me explain. Let me go, you creep. As if I'm going to listen to anything you say. I prepare to kick him, but he releases me and backs away. How did he get into my house? There was one open window in another room. I have to be more careful. Can I stay here? His student request makes me speechless. What? That came out of nowhere. Are you joking? I'm serious. His expression changes instantly, earnest and almost somber. I have never met anyone who switches moods this quickly. No way. I don't even know you, and you attacked me. Maybe not, but I know you. And anyway, I wasn't trying to hurt you. He sighs and shakes his head. I don't remember meeting this guy. Wait, could it be? No, never mind. Get out of my room, you creepy stalker. Huh? I've been demoted to a stalker now? Either way, you're a pervert. A burglar, a stalker, and a pervert. That really stinks, you know? I grab the closest thing to me, a book, and hurl it at him. Get out of here, go away. Wait, I wasn't finished. Get out now! Dodge is my next projectile. Or slicking through the window. Calm down, we need to get aggressive. First, you broke into my house, and then you assaulted me. Now you ask me if you can stay here. My answer is obvious. Hehe. There's nothing wrong with asking, right? What the? The man lets out a heavy sigh. Fine, if you don't want me to stay, then. He gives me a sad glance before jumping out of the window. Oh my lord, I didn't say you had to jump out! I rushed to the window only to find the weirdos smirking at me from the ground. Ah, you do care about me? You jerk! Don't you dare come here again. Who knows what the future holds? Well, see you later. My eyes follow the figure as he walks through the streets out of sight. I'm relieved that he did not steal anything, though my heart is still racing from shock. It's the first time I've met such an oddball. These days are getting weirder and weirder. It didn't seem all that dangerous, though. He left easily enough to. Wait a second, something is off. Why go to such lengths just to ask me if you could stay here? I know it's easy to climb on onto the landing, but this is just hot. I wonder what his intentions were. I shake my head and sigh. More questions bubble up as I think. Calm down, Diana. You don't dwell on this. You shouldn't dwell on this. Oh. I was scratched. The weekend passes quickly, and I'm back at school on Monday. See my notifications. You remove this and this. Okay. My mind is filled with flashbacks from the past few days. I met a suspicious forest ruler, a mysterious gentleman, and a frail younger boy. Hi Shoko, how are you? Not to mention that weirdo who snuck into my house. I cannot help but find such odd, suspicious people interesting. I'm doing good too.
Oh,
Ikuya!
I called out to you a few times, silly. Were you asleep?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
You should try to stay awake during class.
But the lectures are boring. Mr. Blanchett is so repetitive.
Oh, really? You explained us some useful things this time.
Like what?
Nope, you should have been listening. Anyway, do you have any plans for the day?
Well, I'm thinking about scoping out a mansion.
Oh, tell me more.
You know the road to the library?
Of course, what about it?
There's a creepy old mansion in that neighborhood. It never struck me before, but don't you think it's strange that it's been abandoned for so long? Nobody thought of revamping or demolishing it, even when it's empty?
That's a good point.
I've heard a few rumors about the place before, but I haven't looked into them much. It was only because of that shadow I saw that really intrigued. My god.
That old mansion is part of the many legends of this village. All I know is that it used to belong to the Kanjuri family. I don't even think anyone owns it right now.
I could have sworn I heard something else during history class.
Studently interested in history, huh?
I probably shouldn't involve Ikuya in this further. I know she hates haunted places. And given the atmosphere, she wouldn't enjoy it very much.
Did you hear about that murder the teachers keep gossiping about? They say the suspect is likely someone who must moved into the village not too long ago. They didn't say why though. I think they're wrong though. Everyone always uses new residents as scapegoats. Don't you think that's too unfair?
I don't think so. It narrows down the list of possible suspects.
Hi, Ryoji.
It makes sense because no one knows the newcomers. The newcomers very well. They're naturally the most suspicious for now. We are a small community, so it's easy to tell when and why things change. You can't see what lies below the surface. Gadget's methods does narrow down possible suspects, but I don't agree with using new residents as scapegoats. I'm helping my dad with this case. He asked me to collect a list of people who moved into the village within the last 6 months. If anyone comes to mind, let me know. It's really helped us out. Oh my god. I don't really agree with your method, but I will let you know if I think of anyone. Thanks for the help.
Viviana, you can stay over at my place while they are investigating.
Leave alone, right? You should seriously think about it. I'm fine. Thanks for the offer, though. Oh yeah, now is the intro, I forgot. Now we vibe.
高級じゃない鼓動のわけでもなくて全ての隠し事よ叫びじゃない大丈夫っていうわけさえないけどそれだけが足りないさ遊びとも遊ぶものか落ちたいだろう滲んでゆくの食われる筆気が騎士になる今日を呼ぶさこれは戦争だ怖がりのない君わからない登ったら落ちるの空が割れたその声からどうしようとしても真実のドアは君が開けた残酷な運命にただの秘密ならいやシンデレラもなんかじゃない心が奪われた
I stare at the ceiling while lying on the couch. I think about what Ikui and Ryoji said earlier. Someone not from this village. Just in these past few days, I've met 4 faces I've never seen before. Any of them could have moved here around the same time those disappearances started. It's possible that one of them is involved. As my better judgment, I cannot help but want to investigate them further on my own. Excitement is overwhelming. Who should I investigate first? A weird person who broke into my room. He was really suspicious. An image of him pops up on my mind. Yes, I should investigate him. Could it be him? He was acting pretty weird after all. I told him not to come back, but I wonder if there is a chance of encountering him again. I should be able to find him, given how small the village is. I tried to recall his appearance, but it did not have any unique features. Now that I think about it, however, he had a strange sense of fashion. I have never met anyone who dressed the way he did. Oh well, no use fretting over the small detail. I'm sure I recognize him if I see him again. To be fair, I think he actually has a good sense of fashion. I actually like his style. Okay, new chapter, so let's save. The next day, I wake up from a strange dream about a brown-haired guy from yesterday. He waved at me with a blood-stained hand and whispered, "It's our secret." I do not remember what happened after that. Even though it was just a dream, it worries me. Maybe my mind is filled with thoughts about everything that has happened recently. I scratched my head and sighed. He was just a weirdo. If he had been a murderer, he would have killed me the moment when we met. After taking a few deep breaths, I eventually calmed down and crawled out of my bed. I prepared to leave for school. As usual, when I arrive at school, Ikuya greets me with an enthusiastic smile. We chit-chat a little before Ryoji joins us. I notice he's unusually moody. Hey Ryoji, what's wrong? He hesitates for a bit, then eventually sighs. The rumors about the murders are making me sick. These people are just spreading lies. Just because investigators haven't solved them yet, people assume they are slacking off. The whole procedure doesn't happen in a day. People think solving a crime is so easy. Some people are even claiming the cops are involved with the murders themselves. All this nonsense is making it harder for us. I feel especially bad for my dad. Ikuya puts her arm around Ryoji's shoulder.
Leo, just ignore them.
Ryoji sighs bitterly and shakes his head. Even my friends are complaining about it. Can't stand listening to them.
At least you have two good friends on your side.
Huh? Which friends are you talking about? Ikuya crosses her arms and looks at Ryoji.
You don't consider us your friends?
Let me think. Ikuya punches Ryoji.
Ow, stop, I was kidding.
To be honest, the murder cases have made me curious. Nothing like that ever happened before. This village is peaceful and not very exciting. Every day was the same as any other, like time rewound after midnight. But now, the disappearance and murder case has changed its head. Despite that, I am not pleased by these events. If I can, I would like to find the culprit behind them. On my way home after classes, I keep thinking about the guy who broke into my room. It still bothers me. I do not know who or why he did it. Just then, I hear a familiar voice calling my name, breaking me out of my thoughts. Hi, Oni. How is stream going? Are you still streaming? What? Oh, you raided. Okay. How was your stream? And thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Hey, are you ignoring me? I turn around and see Ryoji right behind me. A little surprised as I step back. How long have you been there? Ryoji rubs the back of his neck and raises an eyebrow. Not long, jeez. You should pay attention to your surroundings. Let your guard down and some creep might attack you. I mumble to myself, then check the image of a peculiar creep in mind. What? Never mind. I move closer, hitting his arm playfully. So, what are you still doing here? Aren't you going home? Well, I was wondering if you want to walk home together. His suggestions catch me off guard. It has been months since we have walked home together. Yoshi has been so busy with club activities that I barely see him after class. Doing it again after so long would be nice. Of course. We walk home side by side. I do not know what we can talk about, mostly because I'm not sure what he has been up to recently. There are many things I can ask. Don't you have club activities after school? I've decided to skip them for today. I feel too tired to stay at school any longer. Besides, it feels like we haven't spoken much lately. You have duties as the class president, and I get you're busy. I'm sorry for dumping that role on you. I didn't feel suited for it. It's still a bad excuse for spending less time with my friends. I took the role, so it's my responsibility now. If you say so. This might be out of blue, but is it just me, or have we all changed since our first year? Even Ikuya is busy with her own stuff now. Ryoji looks up at the sky with a melancholy expression, as though looking at something nostalgic. To be honest, I feel the same way. But if everything is better like this, then we should let it be. Paths meet, cross, and separate. We don't have to aim for the same future. You should follow whatever your heart desires. I must be joking. The Devian I know doesn't let go of relationships that easily. Maybe I've changed it. Well, to me, you haven't changed it at all. You're saying that now, but I think you and I feel the same way. Sorry for my attitude. I got too caught up with things and I forgot what I really wanted to do. It could be that you left me be because you thought it was the best for me. I miss the old times with you and Ikuya. We should hang out together again like we used to. Yeah. You don't have to apologize. It's not like anyone is at fault. It has been a while since I have seen this side of Ryoji. Walking home with him brings back memories. I did not think he cared this much about our friendship. All this time, I tried not to get in his way. Perhaps I was the one who did not try hard enough. Because Ryoji lives further than I, we part ways when we reach my neighborhood, and I walk the rest of the way home by myself. I'm home. Obviously, there is no reply, but I still do it out of habit. I feel hungry, so I think about preparing dinner right away. What should I make today? Something easy like sushi, or should I go for curry? Let's see what I have. As I head to the kitchen, noises from upstairs make me freeze. The sounds of doors opening and closing. It could have been the wind, but because of the rumors, I'm extra cautious. Could it be the stalker again? It's strange, because I'm sure that I look at all the windows though. I take an umbrella to defend myself and silently move upstairs. I peek through the railing and notice that the light is on in my room. My heart is beating rapidly as I hold my weapon tightly. I'll show whoever it is that they're messing with the wrong person. Slowly, I move closer and press my back against the wall beside the door. In my ears hear footsteps. I think I can figure out their position. Silently, someone walks off my room. They seem like they are about to leave. I continue heading towards the stairs, having not noticed me. I hold my umbrella firmly and lodge one of the person steps within my range. Ah, stop it! I'm not. Ow! The voice sounds familiar, so I pull back. Fumbling in the darkness, I manage to find the hall light switch. First thing I see is a guy wearing a brown cap facing away from me. And I immediately realize it is the same person who broke into my house the other day. Come to steal again, huh? I told you not to let me see your face ever again. You're not looking at my face, though. The guy turns around, keeping his distance from me. I raise my umbrella again, but he grabs it before I can do anything else. Let go, pervert! He leans closer and covers my mouth with his hand, a force strong enough to push me back against the wall. First of all, my name is not pervert, it's Kurato. Second, you shouldn't scream at night. Your neighbors might think you're being assaulted. I give him a sharp look, as if it is not obvious what he's doing right now. Don't look at me like that. Believe it or not, I'm here to protect you. I raise my eyebrow. Yeah, sure, by pinning me against the wall. I try to speak, but my words are muffled. He tilts his head, unable to make out anything I am trying to say. I'll take my hand off so you can talk, but only if you promise not to scream. I nod slowly and he releases his grip. Hold on. You're saying that you broke into my house and assaulted me to protect me. I didn't actually break in. With what permission, it counts as breaking in, no matter who does it. He lets out a deep sigh as he steps back, cross my arms and wait for a better explanation. If you really are here to protect me, you could try acting like it. You didn't have to climb to my window the other night. Sorry, I might roll any water. It was hard to reach you, so I had to improvise. What are you protecting me from? You heard about the recent killings, right? I'll get straight to the point. You might be on the target list, and I've been assigned it as a private guard. I shake my hand and hold out my hand. Show me proof that you really are a private guard. Kurato digs into his pocket and takes out the badge, handing it to me. To my surprise, he also shows me a gun, yet keep an eye there in his belt. I recognize the symbol on the front of the badge. Only selected investigators have it. The judge often talks about his father's job as an investigator, and how only they are permitted to carry guns and badges with the distinct symbol. Is Kurato an investigator? Take a closer look at his credentials. Kurato Hakaze. Does your family name mean doctor? Dr. Kurato. It's not my real family name. It was changed after I was adopted. I see. Does that mean you believe me, Diana? I give Kurato back his belongings and he keeps them smiling confidently. Know what he told me about Cecil? It's supposed to be a secret, so we can trap the killer. For now, I'll be keeping an eye on you. As well as my privacy. Maybe I went a bit too far. And what were you doing in my room? Just making sure you're still here. I'm pretty sure professionals don't check up on their clients this often. Back there, he gave me his gun to me. Not that I would have, but did he not realize that I can simply take it and shoot him? I'm stuck with an amateur guard. He could have told me this when he broke into my He could have told me so when he broke in the other night. Then again, I immediately chased him out and didn't give him a chance to explain. You said I might be on the target list, but how are you sure they will come after me? The murderer seems to be interested in this neighborhood. The rest of my team are looking after other residents. I'm sure this is shocking, but don't worry, I'll protect you. Kurato thinks I must be scared, but instead I look at him with a grin. This is a perfect opportunity. I never knew the murderer would be so close. If I could catch him... If you're watching God for the murder, then you'll be involved sooner or later. That means we have a chance to solve this case. You're lucky to have me as a partner. Together we will... I never said we were my partner, but I want to help. You're already helping by being a target. I continue trying to convince him to let me help him, but it does not budge. I'm told to just act as I usually do. Residents aren't supposed to work together with their guards. I'm here to ensure your safety. Professionals don't complete it your way, though. You should be thankful you even have a guard. I'm surprised an amateur like you is an investigator. I didn't have a good first impression of you, but I still don't judge a book by its cover. I don't expect much, but do your best. I guess I'll take that as a compliment. I give him a nonchalant look and shrug. Thank you for explaining the situation to me. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to sleep. You might as well go home. I told you that I'm going to watch you closely. Watch me closely? Kurato looks around uncomfortably, rubbing the back of his neck. I do not get why he's still hanging around, so I ask what is bothering him. Like I asked last time, can I stay here? My jaw almost drops after hearing this. I put my hand on my face and take a deep breath. Sorry, I had to tie my hair. He's still insisting about that. I guess it's not a joke. If I allow him to stay, it might make his job of protecting me easier. Still, it isn't believable that a guy like him was assigned to me. He might actually be safer without him around. Something is strange about Kurato, I just cannot pinpoint what. I should get to know him before jumping to conclusions. I decide to give him the benefit of the doubt and let him stay. Kurato is overjoyed from my decision, as if I have saved his life. I sound like a homeless person. I am. Sort of. I live by myself, but I can barely pay for the rent. You are brutally honest. Kurato laughed softly at my comment. I take another look at him. For a homeless person, I wonder how he got such a high position. It required exceptional grades and abilities to become an investigator. The guy before me got taken down by a high school girl with an umbrella. Hopefully, I will not regret my decision. I take Kurato around my house and show him where the important rooms, like the kitchen, the bathroom, are. We finally stop in the guest room, which is right next to my room. After that, he thanks me politely and I leave him alone. It has been a long time since someone has stayed at my place. I do not know how long he will be here, but it should be it should not be a problem. No one really checks up on me, and I would not mind some company at home. My first impression of him was terrible, but it might change. I'm curious what he's got up his sleeve. Before I go to sleep, I take a quick shower. With a large towel wrapped around my body, I look at myself in the mirror. He has always teased me that I should interact more often with people, but I always seem to attract creeps. I must look like he's a target or something. Besides, I think my personality frightens people instead. Maybe I should work on that. Suddenly, the door swings open and reveals Kurato, who steps into the bathroom. I freeze on the spot when I notice that he is not wearing anything except for a towel hanging from his waist. My gaze lingers on his fire build. He must have gone through a lot of training to achieve such body. He looks fitting for the role of investigator like this. God, what am I thinking? Kurato does not seem to be aware that I was already in the bathroom. When he notices me, he looks at me from top to bottom. I do not know what is going through his head, but he keeps staring. I wait for him to say something, but after a moment, I break the silence myself. Hey, were you planning on joining me? Sorry. Kurato turns away. His cheeks red and quickly closes the door. I find this reaction funny. I'll let you off for now, because I am to blame for forgetting to lock the door. Knock next time. There is a muffled sound of agreement behind the door, followed by footsteps. He must have gone back to his room. I take a deep breath and close my eyes. They've gotten mad, but they seem to be more flustered than I am. Luckily, I have a towel around me. If he had come in a different time, I would have let him. I would not have let him leave unscattered. First day, and he's already causing trouble. Next day. Before I go to school, I leave some food on the table, along with a list of house rules. In the note, I also tell him not to make a mess out of my place while I'm gone. I head for Kurato's room to check if he's still around. His door was slightly ajar, and through the gap, I see him lying in bed, shirtless, his blanket on the ground. I sigh and quickly enter his room to pick up the blanket. You'll catch a cold, idiot. I wrap the blanket over his body and turn around to leave. Just as I'm about to close the door, I hear the bed shifting and he stirs in his sleep. No. Let's go get him. Let's get him. Get him quick. I get a little confused after hearing his words. Get who? There's that though. Kurato continues to sleep soundlessly. I don't know what he was mumbling about. Maybe he was having a nightmare. I decide to leave Kurato alone and leave for school. Before break starts, teacher gives an announcement. Students, this is a notice from the local police, so pay attention. Due to the recent events, the village will be placed under curfew. No one is allowed outside from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. There might be dangerous people lurking about during these times, so stay home and block everything. Feels like we are being treated like small children, but no one protests because of how serious the situation is. To the announcement, everyone starts to chat among themselves. I lean to the right and try to get Ryoji's attention. Ryoji, what exactly is going on? Haven't you read the newspaper? They found dead bodies dumped in a alley. The autopsy report states that they died sometime between 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. The same goes for the previous cases too, instant police and instant notice. Don't you think it's a little far-fetched to warn even the students? Apparently there's no pattern, and the next victim could be anyone walking around at night, student or not. Warning everyone is the best way to prevent that. I see. I don't intend to go out during that time anyway. Ryoji moves a little closer, lowering his voice. According to the statistics, your neighborhood is the most at risk. Have you noticed anything strange lately? Not much, aside from being watched. There are investigators patrolling now. Investigators? I talked to one of them. He said that everyone in my neighborhood might be on the target list, and they are just on high alert. I see. We can't be certain about that, but we can't ignore it either. Ryoji steps back when Ikuya approaches us.
Hi guys, what are you whispering about?
Just about the recent disappearance and murder case.
Oh, I wonder why these events are happening. It was so quiet and peaceful before.
I bet it's an outsider. No villager would do something like this. Hi Giga, how are you? Thank you for your lurk as usual. You too. You need rest probably. Outsider like the forest stories?
The foresters are still missing, right? Maybe the demon knows what they did and took care of it.
Oh, Ikuya. We really gave up on that idea. Besides, the demon won't get involved with things that happen within the forest, within the village. The forest is its territory, just like a guardian will stay with their treasure.
It was just theory.
Talking about theories won't solve the case, but we probably could find out who the murderer is.
Tivian is playing detective again. The police are already working on it.
Exactly, Diviana. That's why I'm going to solve this first.
Not you too, Ryoji. This is not a competition.
I will solve it without you and your connection to the police. Ikuya sighs deeply as she looks at the both of us. When class ends, Ryoji and I decide to study together. Since Kurato is at home, in order to not disturb him, I think it's better to study at Ryoji's place. Come in and make yourself comfortable. Your place is smaller than I remember. Ryoji chuckles at my comment and cleans up the table. It's been a while since you came over. You were a lot shorter back then. While I take a seat, he heads off to the kitchen. He must be getting snacks. I dump my books on the table. After looking through them, I realize I have a lot of homework today, mostly from history class. I guess Kurato has to wait a little longer for dinner. Wait, isn't a child? He can take care of himself. I need to stop worrying about him. Let's see. I'll start with history. If there's any subject I'm bad at, it will be this one. For once, we're learning something interesting. This chapter is about village legends. Luckily, I am with Lyoji today. He's more knowledge about this. Got trouble with this story again? Lyoji returns to the room carrying a tray. On it are cups of tea and a plate of treats, which he sets down in front of me. He takes a seat beside me and looks over at my textbook. Mr. Blanchett gave some hints to the answer during his lecture yesterday. Alright, you're a slave. Fine, I'll help you with homework. The first section related to our school. Remember right, there was an incident. I've also heard rumors floating around about a ghost. The story of the school ghost has many variations, but I'll tell you the true story is based on. I found it in the police archives. Several decades ago, a boy was tortured and later murdered by his classmates in school. Only his legs were at the scene of the crime. They couldn't find the rest of him. The only suspects were children, and none were definitely linked to the murder, so the case was never solved. I'm shocked that children could do such a thing. What could have driven them so mad to kill their classmate? It remains a mystery to this day. It's too late to dig into it now. The culprit probably died of old age. Anyway, they say the ghost of the victim wanders the school late at night. Because he has no legs, he basically crawls around on the ground. So when you hear shuffling sounds, it's nearby, or so the rumor goes. Is he an evil spirit that remains in the school for revenge? Probably. Nobody has seen him up close, but there are people who claim to have seen strange things through the windows from outside. The shuffling sound is hard to identify too. It could have easily been something else. That sounds interesting. I suddenly have the urge to explore the school at night. Do you think you're the only one who got that idea? I told you. Nobody has encountered him. Maybe if I'm lucky, I will get to see him. And lucky more like it. I rolled my eyes and turned back to my textbook. The photo on the page, written in small text under the photo, is in memory of class E1E. Lyoji gives a brief description of the victim's appearance. Search for the boy in the photo. He's standing on the far left as the shortest of the group. Unlike the other students with big smiles in their faces, he looks rather sad. I'm surprised that our school's reputation wasn't damaged. Records and textbooks tell different stories. The public doesn't know what really happened. I had to search through the whole archive and various other sources to find out the truth. Besides, it was a long time ago. People moved on. Let's look into the next legend, the forest demon. I've heard a lot of things about it, but they don't make sense. The legend gets mixed up because it seems people will believe anything they hear. Remember our trip from a few days ago? That alone was enough to start unnecessary rumors. Thank you, Siri, or Siri, I don't know anymore. The villagers thought we were crazy to visit the forest after the missing tourist incident. Our teachers think it's nonsense. I'm still not sure what to believe. So, what do you know about the forest demon? There's another legend, even older than this village. Many believe there is only one demon, but there could be more. Their appearance varies, but they are often portrayed as a weird-looking animal with horns. Could it be an undiscovered species? Maybe. Or it could be that someone saw an ordinary animal and mistook it for a demon. You can't really disprove something like that, and the description is vague enough that it could look like almost anything. The legend says they're evil, devouring every person who enters the forest. The devouring part is not meant to be taken literally. The demon would take something from you, probably your soul. In order to appease the demon and prevent disaster, the villagers built a temple deep within the forest. I'm not sure how they managed to do it in the forest is feared, but take it as it is. Remember the crimson-haired guy I met during our trip? Ask Cleoge if there are people patrolling the forest. Nope, there is no need to do that every day. You're hearing this, I reconsider visiting the forest. We continue to chit-chat as we do our homework until the sun goes down. Thanks, Cleoge, I finished my history homework with ease. In return, I help him with other subjects. When I leave Cleoge's place, it's already completely dark outside, but I still manage to get home by 9 p.m. When I enter the house, I notice the lights are off. Looks like nobody's at home, unless Kurato already went to sleep. I'm home, Kurato. Are you there? Nobody answers me, so it seems like I have to find him myself. Where should I look first? Okay. The guest room. The first thing that came to my mind is the guest room. I go upstairs and knock before I open the door. He isn't here. Where should I look next? Kitchen. Oh no. The living room. Even though I was there before, to make sure I'm going to check again. I notice the table where I left food this morning is empty. Where could Kurato have gone this late? Are you looking for something? As soon as I hear a voice, I turn around. Kurato is standing on the doorway. He frowns at me. It seems he had not gone anywhere. I just did not notice him. How long have you been standing there? I didn't think you were home. Just for a moment. Don't worry, I wasn't spying on you. I look everywhere, I couldn't find you. Kurato shrugs slightly. You should try harder next time. I roll my eyes and go to the kitchen. Even though it is late, I still want to cook something. Yeah, I should eat food. Hey, are you hungry? I'm going to cook something for both of us. If it isn't too much trouble. Hey Kurato, tell me something about yourself. What do you want to know? Anything. I want to know more than just your name and occupation. Since we're living together, shouldn't we know a little bit about each other? Well, my hair color is walnut brown, and my eyes are turquoise. My favorite color is gray, and my shoe size is... I can't see most of that for myself. Why would I need your shoe size anyway? Did you still attend school? I assume you're close to my age. Oh really? I'm turning 20 soon. You look about 13 to me. I give him an innocent smile, then hit him in the chest for being so rude. I'm older than I look, okay? Don't treat me like a child. Oh, I got it, little girl. Man. Well, regarding school, I usually skip classes. If you're smart like me, like I am, you don't need lessons. I chuckle. I thought this is being serious, so I leave it at that. You're from this village, right? Why did I move out if you're going to be working here anyway? It hasn't been very long since I moved out. I have yet to get used to it. I was adopted at a young age, see? My guardians are nice, but I didn't really feel a connection with them. May I ask what happened to your parents? You were separated over 10 years ago. I don't know where they are now or how they're doing. Sounds like you got lost or kidnapped. That's not exactly the way I would put it, but something like that. Anyways, since then, I've aimed to become an investigator. I want to save people and bring criminals to justice. It's been quiet in the village for a while, so I've only recently started working. Though I'd rather be jobless if I had to keep all this from happening. Kurato clenches his fist, and his expression looks serious. His childhood must have been traumatic. Let me know if you. Let me show you something. Kurato takes out a photo from his pocket. Colors are washed away, but the people are still displayed clearly. The couple looks so young. These are my parents. This photo and my pendant are all I have left of them. Do you have siblings? Nope. And who's the little bald head in this photo? That's me. Oh my. Oh man, that's haircut. What a cute little dork. I just want to pinch his cheeks. The mature and handsome man standing behind him must be his father. Kurato sort of resembles him. Really? I feel like he looks more like his mother than his father. However, Kurato has the same smile as his mother. I'm reading this as if it's the first time that I'm reading when it's not, but okay. Kurato must have gotten along with his parents. Their linked hands gave off a strong bond. I can't get over your hairstyle. How old were you? You haven't changed so much since then. Hey, don't laugh. I was like 6 or 7. It was a common style back then. It's a cute family picture. I glanced at Kurato and stopped smiling, feeling self-conscious. Sorry, Don't worry about it. I'm not sad that they aren't physically with me right now. I've always carried their memories with me. His warm words are touching, and reminds me of my own parents. I didn't expect him to have such a dark past. Right, I've talked about myself long enough. Now it's your turn. Well, I'm an oldest child, just like you. My parents are famous scientists. A few years ago, they had a breakthrough in their career and decided to travel around the world. They decided to leave me at home to avoid interrupting my school life. They're not here often, but they do visit occasionally. They took care of me when I was younger. I only have good memories with them. It's not like I miss them a lot. I understand why they are not here, but I wish we could spend time like we used to before. Must be hard being all by yourself, little girl. Hey, I told you not to call me that. Kurato backs away, recalling my earlier reaction. I grinned in amusement when I managed to land a hit on him. Next day. I see Yuki and Ryoji discussing something. Curious, I joined them. Hey guys, what's up?
Viviana, are you alright?
Of course, why wouldn't I be?
Ryoji told me the police are guarding your street. I can't believe you're in so much danger.
Nothing much happened so far. You don't have to be serious about it.
Of course I'm going to take this seriously.
Akuya pouts and looks over at Ryoji. It seems he agrees with her. The mood quickly changes when Akuya asks about investigators.
By the way, have you seen anyone from our school? I heard a few students work as investigators. It seems like such a difficult job for students to handle. Besides, there is not enough work as the village is mostly quiet. The extras don't get paid. I'm curious to what kind of person is keeping an eye on you. They better do a good job of keeping you safe, or I won't forgive them.
It is best if I do not tell her about Kurato, or will try to dig more information. It might give her the wrong impression if she finds out my guard is staying at my place. I'll bury my face out of embarrassment. I haven't seen any of the investigators as far as I know. Most cars don't reveal themselves, it would make the residents restless. The idea is to set a trap. People should act normally. It's likely that students from the elite class took the job. It's not something to be bragging about, and they know a lot about keeping their identities hidden. No one has ever seen or spoken to the elite students. Not even our teachers know a lot about them, so I can understand why they would be chosen for the job. They're just abusing their privilege to skip classes. They're probably too busy investigating to even care about school.
I know, right?
What about your brother, Ikuya?
He's an investigator as far as I know. He just studies at home.
You should drag your brother to school sometime. It's been so long I've forgotten his face.
I've tried so many times, but he can't be so stubborn.
Our discussion is interrupted by Mr. Blanchett calling us to our seats. We don't get another chance to speak until class ends for the day, when Nuki and Liaji depart for their club activity, their school clubs. To say goodbye, I pack my things and go home. On my way to the lockers, I find a handkerchief on the ground. Its fancy design catches my attention, so I pick it up. There is a name embroidered on it, Roy K. I do not recognize it. This looks important. I shouldn't bring it into the lost and found office. Hey, that's mine. A guy stands behind me, so tall that I have to look up at him. I notice his uniform design. He is not a regular student. Sorry. And over the handkerchief when he reaches out for it. Roya? How do you... handkerchief. Thank you for returning this, Miss Ivana. Have we met before? Who knows? Roy shows a mysterious grin and leaves. I stare at his bag until it disappears from sight. I have never met this guy before. How does he know my name? He's also the first elite student I have ever seen walking around school. I wonder why he is here today. The elite students are sure and peculiar. I'm home. It is quiet when I enter my house. There is no answer, so I assume Kurato has gone out. I drop my bag and decide to head for the kitchen to prepare tea. Always calms me down after a long day. I pass by the living room and freeze, hearing soft breathing coming from the couch. Upon stepping closer, I notice that Kurato is lying there, his sleeping face looking peaceful. He must have worked hard today. I should let him be. When I return, Kurato is already sitting up, reading. He looks up from his newspaper. He woke up too quickly. Did I disturb you? Nah, I had a good nap. I just made tea. Let me get you some. Kurato smiles appreciatively when I hand him a cup. I sit next to him and glance at what he is reading. It occurs to me that there are things about him I have yet to confirm. It was right on his badge that he attends the same school as me. Hey Kurato, do you really never attend class? What class are you in? Normally you'd get a penalty for being absent. Let's see, I think people call it the elite class or something. Almost spit out my tea upon hearing his answer. What? So you are... Why are you so surprised? Because you look normal to me. Hi Crispy, how are you? How have you been? What was that supposed to be a compliment? I thought all the elite students were supposed to be peculiar, although nothing's really normal these days. Please rest. I don't know how to answer to that. Please rest and take care of yourself. I'm curious. I hardly ever see them at school, and I'd rather hear what they're like from you than the rumors. I don't know. I haven't met everyone yet. Most of them were absent from the first day. I don't know. For the league, don't worry about it. I haven't touched league in really long time. I don't know what is that link and the other thing you said. I don't know what those are. I'm sorry. If everyone else is skipping class, why wouldn't I? I don't even know your own classmates. I just said. It's not that I don't believe you. I just find it a bit strange. I guess they have their reasons. I do remember someone. There's this one guy named Shane. He's an investigator like me, so I've seen him around. Do you guys get along? Sorta. But we're more like rivals. He's kind of reserved, doesn't talk a lot. You can say we're opposites personality-wise. You'll get it if you meet him. I bet he's a truant just like you. Speaking of your classmates, do you know a guy named Roya? A flicker of recognition crosses his eyes. Must be familiar with the name. Roya. Is he in my class? I'm not sure. Kurato frowns, lost in thoughts. Even with the student from the elite class sitting beside me, I am not close to get answers. You should interact more with your classmates. Yes, Mom. I'm just trying to get you to socialize. You don't exactly look like a social butterfly either. Maybe you should take your own advice. Don't change the subject, we're talking about you. Why don't you talk to an elite student yourself, if you're so interested? I'm talking to one of them right though. We spend the rest of the afternoon talking about school. Kurato has been in the elite class since I was the first year. He had been too lazy to attend class during that time and was hardly ever around, which explains why I did not recognize his face when we first met. I have to admit, I wouldn't go to class either if the same rules applied to me. It was. Kurato also mentions that we met once when we were younger, but I cannot recall it. It must have been a long time ago, or he just did not make a very large impression. I tried to ask more about it, but Kurato waves it off as a fun fact and says nothing else about it. I didn't think you were actually serious. You should always take me seriously. Kurato rubs his head, looking around uncomfortably. I place my hands on his back and push him forward. Where is your uniform, by the way? Either I lost it or it's collecting dust in my locker, which I've forgotten the combination to, and the number, and eternal location. I look at him with narrow eyes. I question how he even got accepted into such an exclusive class. Their image totally does not fit Kurato. Maybe I had the wrong idea about elite students in general. I walk Kurato to his classroom, since he cannot remember where that is either. It feels like I'm showing a transfer student around. After I take a turn in the hallway, I accidentally bump into someone. I stumble, but Kurato catches me before I hit the ground. Hey, Shane, it's rare to see you here in school. Makes sense if you barely show up. Rubbing my head, I glance up to face the tall person in front of me. His light blue eyes look down into mine. His cold stare gives me the chills. Yet, his gas mask is strange enough to draw my attention away from his eyes. This must be the person Kurato talked about yesterday. He looks more like a laboratory worker than a student. Sorry for bumping into you. It's fine. His voice is distorted due to his mask. It sounds creepy. If I were alone with him, I would not stay around for too long. Kurato moves forward and pats Shane on the shoulder. So, what are you doing here? Shane glances down at Kurato's hand, then steps away from him. Just some business, you? Well, this kid's forcing me to attend class. At the comment, I puff out my cheeks and glare at Kurato. He had said it in a joking tone, but Shane just keeps quiet, not finding it funny. There is not much for you to do here, though. The target has escaped. Target? Kurato just nods in response, his expression unchanging. But those words, Shane takes his leave. That sounded like something important. I wonder what Shane meant, but I thought Kurato will tell me about it. Why was Shane wearing a gas mask in school? It's not like the hair here is bad. I don't know. It might be a fashion choice. The elite student's classroom is located in a different part of the school building. Even though there is no one in the hallways, it feels awkward standing around when I have no reason being here. Kurato, not wanting me to leave, asks to keep him company for a short while. I only say yes to satisfy my curiosity. I expect the classroom to be completely empty. The lone boy sits in the corner, a book in his hands. Oddly enough, he does not look older than 14. I look back at Kurato in confusion. Did we enter the wrong classroom? You look confused, but we are in the right place. I remember my classroom, at least. It's usually empty. That boy is Kaishi, by the way. He looks young enough to be an elementary boy. After abruptly putting his book down, the boy stands up and starts walking towards us. When he stops in front of me, I notice he's even shorter than I am. I can hear you. The answer is no, I'm just physically 14. And I'm an elite student. Kashi answers all my questions at once with a straight face. Even Kurato remains speechless. Don't gossip about your seniors and make random assumptions. Go back to your own classroom. This place is only for the elite This explains, since we said it on our head. We barely communicated with Kurato. Since we said it in our head. And I think later on he points it out to us, even though Kurato is the one speaking. That explains when he said that I can read your minds. So he can actually, that explains that. He turns to Kurato, who is standing beside me. And you, if you are saying, don't disturb me, I'm reading something important. The boy shoots me a fierce look, and that makes me freeze in place before he returns to his seat. Kurato, did you hear that? Kurato chuckles, patting my shoulder. Don't take it personally. Kaishi is always like this. I didn't mean to offend Kaishi. You must have a bad impression of me now. Honestly though, these elite people are weird. That boy... You should go back to your classroom. Thanks for accompanying me this far. I'll pick you up once classes are over. Actually, you can just wait for me by the lockers. It is not like I'm embarrassed, but if Kurato comes to pick me up, my friends, especially Kuya, will have endless questions. Maybe I'll introduce Kurato to them another day, when the time is right. Alright, if you say so. After classes end, I immediately head to the lockers, which seem more crowded than usual. There is a group of people surrounding something, but I cannot see what. Even Ikui is there. There are too many people, I can't find Kurato. Are you a transfer student? I have never seen you before. I move closer to see what is going on, and instantly recognize Kurato in the center of the crowd. I cannot miss his dark beanie. What has he done to attract so much attention? Just because he's a normal-looking elite student? How do I reach him? The moment Kurato sees me, he smiles and starts pushing his way through the crowd. I self-consciously step back, trying to make myself stand out less, then turn around and walk out of the school. Venom, you left so quickly. What's wrong? Wait, don't tell me you are jealous. Huh? Why would I be? Kurato chuckles at my reaction as he walks beside me. So, had any fun in class? Kashi and I were the only ones around. I was stuck with that brat the whole day. It wasn't fun at all. I want to try to socialize with him. Who wants to be friends with the sharp-tongued little bookworm? With the fun of children? Not when they glare murderously at me. That also explains why he looks at him murderously. Okay. Because of the information we got the last time, this makes a lot of sense. I can hear you. We both turn around and find Kaishi behind us, glaring with the same look Kurato was talking about. I did not notice him at all. How long have you been walking behind us? Just for a short while. Not like I'm following you. I'm going to the public library, which is also in this direction. I see you are still gossiping about your seniors. It seems you didn't take my words seriously. You're not even worth talking about and talking to. He stares at us blankly. I do not know if Kaishi was speaking to the both of us or just me. The awkward air between us feels as thick as a brick wall. Kurato and I stand there, not knowing what to say, while Kaishi just keeps walking, ignoring us. I feel the tension fading away as it turns the corner. Cute as it is, it can be rather gloomy and difficult to handle. When we reach home, I settle on the living room couch and start doing my homework. Kurato just sits beside me, browsing through a newspaper like he has nothing better to do. Don't you need to study for the upcoming exams? Nah, that'd be boring. Besides, I already memorized everything I need to know for them. Well, genius, since you have nothing to do, can you help me with history? Sure, what's your question? There is a legend about a school ghost. What do you know about it? That once. Otto rubs his chin while looking down at my textbook. His eyes glint up for a moment. Something must have come to mind. Part of this story is real. The ghost of a boy sometimes appears around school at night. So I believe ghosts exist? Who knows? They might even be around right now. Do you? The doorbell rings before I can answer. Oh. Putting my textbook aside, I stand up and check it out. I open the door to see Shane standing outside. His unusual appearance startling me a bit. Can I help you? I'm looking for Kurato. Hey bro, how did you know I was here? The man in question suddenly appeared behind me, a shaky grin on his face. Then crosses his arms and raised an eyebrow, as so to say the answer should be obvious. Shane pointedly looks at me, drawing Kurato's gaze. Diviana, mind giving us a sec? We're gonna talk about confidential work. Saying no is not really an option, so I leave them be. However, I cannot let this chance to eavesdrop slide. Hanging back around the corner, leaning against a wall, I can vaguely, why am I doing this myself? Is slide, hanging back around the corner, leaning against a wall, can vaguely make out their conversation. Don't let your guard down, something big might happen soon. Things are going according to schedule then. Thanks for the warning. So, how's the target? Can't find him. Huh? He must be pretty skilled to escape from you. You should be cautious. I didn't expect them to show up at school. I should patrol that area too. Whatever you want. By the way, there's something I want you to do for me. It goes silent for a moment. Rato starts whispering, but I'm too far to hear it clearly. I try to move a little closer, but then he speaks up again. The murderer is always slipping past us. I'm starting to think there might be more of them. It's been so easy for them too. It's like they're always one step ahead of us. Do you think one of our own is involved? Rato's words are intriguing. Amol, within the investigators? If that is the case, then who could we trust? I hear nothing except Shane's deep sighs. The sound of a bit creepy though is gas mask. Even if it's one of our own, I won't hesitate. I know you don't. You never stray from your goals. I wish I had your resolve. Just then, I hear the door opening. Shane must be leaving. I quickly head for the couch, grabbing the textbook and pretending to write something down. A few seconds later, Kurato returns to the living room. He takes one look at me and smiles mischievously. Here, anything interesting? I have no idea what you mean. Kurato sits down, still eyeing me. Thank you for the stretch. Let me just check the people I'm working. It's okay. You can drop the innocent act. I would have told you anyway, just to keep you from stressing out about all of this. I want to be honest with you. Kurato's a klutz sometimes, but he's sharp. He's an investigator after all. I have nothing else to say, so I simply shrug. You'll be safe with me around. Actually, I'm more worried about missing out on the action. Nope, people like you should stay home. People like me? I mean regular and trained people. Just stay at home and don't do anything unnecessary. I flush at his comment. I understand his logic, but it makes it sound as though I would only get in his way. Well, it can't stop me from intervening if anything happens. My answer is no. No. And no. Stop suggesting weird things. Oh, come on, it's just for one night. There is no way we're sharing the one room. Go sleep on your own. You eyes dropped us back there. You heard it's getting dangerous. If I'm right beside you, it would be easier to. I pushed Kurato out of my room and slammed the door shut. I'm sure Kurato is just messing around. No guard will ever ask to sleep beside their target. And again, most guards don't live with their targets in the first place. Why does he need to stay literally right beside me anyway? Is he that bad at his job? It makes him even more suspicious. He himself could be the murderer for all I know. Feeling tired, I slip into my bed. Right after I close my eyes, I hear a small noise. Did Kurato stab his foot against the wall or something? After a while, my door creaks open and Kurato sneaks inside. I have not fallen asleep yet, as not much time has passed by. I should really get a lock for my door. I had no need for it before, but now I have someone living with me. I stay still and listen to his footsteps. When he seems close enough, I grab my pillow and throw it at him. He steps aside in an instant, touching it easily. There is an innocent expression on his face as he picks up my pillow, bringing it back at me, and sits down on the chair in front of my desk. Kurato props his arm against the desk, looking in my direction. Is it okay if I watch you from here? It seems he will persist no matter how many times I reject him. Since this is part of his job, I decide to stop complaining. Fine. Do what you want. Just just don't try anything funny. There's an extra blanket over there if you're cold. I'm good, but thanks. Want me to tuck you in, sing a lullaby? Want me to throw you out of the window? Kurato chuckles, my light tone having made it clear that I was kidding. Okay, sleep well, Diviana. Kurato shifts in the chair. Taking a more comfortable position, he flashes me an innocent smile once he is settled. I shift to face away from him, my eyelids heavy, and I quickly fall asleep. I wake up to a strange noise. I lie still for a time, waiting for the sound to abate, and it does not stop for a minute. I sit up, rubbing my eyes before taking a look around. Kurato's chair is empty. Is this sound coming from the game or outside? No, it's from outside. Kurato's chair is empty, and I do not see him anywhere else in the room. Maybe he went to the bathroom. I hear shuffling sounds outside, as if something is being dragged over the ground. Seriously, what is Kurato doing this late? Investigate the noise. Curious, I get out of bed and head for the door. I open the door. See nothing in the darkness. The sound has already stopped. Cannot see well enough to determine if anything looks suspicious. Kurato, are you there? Are you here? I wait a moment, but there is no reply. I go to the next room to look for him. Finding it empty, I begin to grow nervous. He said he would guard me tonight. He couldn't have gone out, could he? I call his name again. Only silence answers me. I am about to check downstairs, but before I put a foot on the first step, I hear the shuffling sounds again. I hear creaks, as though someone is on the stairs. I strain my eyes, curious about the figure that is slowly approaching in the dark. A boy is crawling upstairs, with messy hair, torn shirt, and no legs. Looks like his legs have been chopped off, but from this position, I cannot make it out if it is real or an illusion. Both of his hands are stained a dark red, and there is a trail of blood behind him. My help? I can barely believe a person who could be this badly injured and still be conscious. Never mind how he got into the house, of course. I have to help him. I kneel down, offering my hand. He's looking down. I'm not sure if he even saw me. He remains motionless for a few seconds. Then he suddenly grabbed my hand. I almost lose my balance from surprise, but quickly catch myself. Hey, are you alright? Help. He answers with a soft moan, then lifts his head up to look at me. His old eyes gaze into mine, looking a little sad. His face is paler than I expected, almost transparent. I gently pull him from the stairs and let his body rest against the wall. I notice his wounds are still bleeding. This is too realistic to be prank. I'll get some bandage. Hey, please, don't leave me alone. I stand up, but he quickly grabs my hand before I can take a step. Oops. His ice-cold fingers are trembling and his voice sounds weak. He shakes his head and squeezes my hand. I have no choice but to respect his request, despite the pool of blood forming around the stumps of his legs. As I assess his wounds, I realize there is no way he could have entered my house in this state. I pull my hand away and step back from him. Who are you? How did you enter my house? I'm a ghost. The boy sighs and averts his eyes. I recall the story Lyoji told me the ghost boy. I realize that he looks exactly like the boy in the photo I saw. He is legless too, just like the rumors. The realization scares me, and I stumble as I take another step away from him. This is weird, isn't it? I died a long time ago. Now I'm just... Could it possibly be the school ghost? Oh, is that what they call me? I think I am. What are you doing in my house? I was looking for someone who can see me. Not a lot of people can. I need your help. His expression changes to a sad one again. Tone is serious, but I still cannot comprehend his existence. I'll make more sense if it was a dream. If this is a dream, I wonder why only I can see him. How can I help you? How can I help? Please, come to the school. I'll be waiting for you. The boy smiled before his body vanished into thin air. I stared at the spot it disappeared from, wondering if I will wake up from this bizarre nightmare anytime soon. What in the world? So confused. Every trace of him disappeared, from the blood trail on the floor to the stains of my hands where he touched me. I recall the chill I felt when he touched me. What am I supposed to do? I missed my chance to reject him. If I try now, he might curse me. This just be the worst decision I have ever made. But after the change of clothes, I leave the house. The streets are empty. It occurs to me that I should not be out this late, but I am already nearly at the school. Despite my misgivings, I'm excited and curious to see what awaits me. Surprisingly, the fences are unlocked. There might still be people inside. The hallways are lit only from the street lamps outside, but I can still see where I'm going. I have never been here at night. They always look creepier than usual. I want to call out for the ghost boy. Decide to stay quiet on turf for him. I stop to listen, picking up the distinct sound of the ghost boy's shuffling. The floor ahead of me looks blotched as well, perhaps with blood, but in the dark I cannot be certain. I walk down the hallways and follow the shuffling sound. I find blood trails on the floor, a clue that the school ghost was here. Guess he found me first. As I step forward, I feel a hand press against my mouth and an arm around my waist. Without a moment to react, I am pulled into the nearest classroom. I struggle trying to break out from my captor's grasp, until I hear a familiar voice whisper in my ear. Relax, it's Kurato. He releases me once I stop struggling. I spin around to confront him, but he presses his index finger to my lips before I can utter a word. I push his hand away from my face, but he keeps quiet, despite the many questions I have for him. While we are in the classroom, the sound of footsteps echoed through the hallway. By the darkness, I can see a little through the gap between the door and its frames. We both wait patiently until something moves within sight of our hiding place. A pair of disembodied legs shamble down the hallway, pausing at irregular intervals as though their missing top half is searching for something. Blood drips down from the top of each step, leaving macabre show prints with each step. Almost scream in shock, but Kurato lays a hand on my shoulder, reminding me to stay calm. I can hardly breathe as the limbs continue their way down the hall, the soft sound of their shoes echoing in the empty corridor. As the sound grows further and further away, the bloody prints fade from view until there is no trace that anything was ever there. I wait a full minute after the last echo of its footsteps fades before feeling safe enough to speak. This is what happens when you sneak inside the school at midnight. Then why are you here? Kurato lets out a deep sigh. Look, I'll explain. But tell me what you're doing here first. The school ghost appeared at my place and asked for help, so I decided to...
Seriously?
I might get cursed if I reject his request. Kurato shakes his head and lets out another deep sigh. this was a bad idea after all. And where have you been? I thought you were supposed to be guarding me. You're always gone or popping up when I least expect it. Actually, I was after the ghost boy. I was told he would appear at school tonight. Ask a Chen to guard you, just in case. I can't believe you didn't stop you from coming here. Till it's my fault. I'm sorry I left you alone. Really, I'm so sorry. Kurato lowers his voice, almost whispering. His sad eyes look down at me. His expression not what I expected. I decided not to push it any further since he already feels guilty now. Anyway, you need to leave. The ghost might come back for you. Before I can reply, we hear a shuffling sound. Kurato grabs my hand and we rush out of the classroom. The school is his playground at night. We need to get out of here ASAP. You should have rejected him. Now he's after you. Kurato, slow down. I can't give up. As soon as the words are out of my mouth, I trip over my own feet, crashing on the floor. Kurato barely has time to turn around before I feel something cold slam onto both my legs. I let out a small shriek as I am dragged away at inhuman speed. Kurato looks at me in shock, with a shocked expression, but quickly comes to his senses and chases after me. I try to turn and see who is dragging me, but a sharp turn throws me off balance, and I have to scramble to avoid hurting myself. Let me go! Hold on, I'm coming! I grow dizzy because of the many quick turns. Feels like I'm on a roller coaster without a safety harness. I hear Kurato's footsteps echo, but they disappear abruptly as if he stopped running. I shout his name, but he must be too far away to hear. Go, we go back to sleep! And hi, how are you? Thank you for the hug. My capture finally releases me after pulling me into another classroom. My body hurts. I'm being dragged all this way, but I manage to stand up. Eek! I dash at the far wall, pinning my back against it. The ghost boy sits in front of me, a regretful look on his face. His appearance still surprises me. How did a legless ghost drag me all the way over here? Maybe I should stop questioning the supernatural beings. Good night, sleep well. I'm sorry for scaring you. I didn't want anyone to stop us from talking. The boy bows down to apologize. I realize he means no harm, but I still do not understand his actions. You see, my legs are missing. Without them, I'm stuck here. So the story about the school ghost is true. It's hard to believe the infamous ghost is right before my eyes again. I saw your leg a moment ago. Where? It was back in the hallway. They passed it by moving on their own. Will you please help me get them? He looks at me with innocent eyes and presses his lips together. I came all the way to school for him. It would be a waste of effort to turn him down now. After I know, the boy smiles happily. He crawls up to me and takes my hands into his. I shudder at his cold touch, and he releases me. Right, sometimes I forget I'm not normal anymore. He looks like he's about to cry, so I reach out and gently pat his head. Honestly, I can't believe I'm confronting a ghost. Thank you. Nobody's ever agreed to help me before. Actually it was more like I had no choice. I might be cursed if I don't agree to help you. I can't spread curses. I'm cursed after all. I could have rejected him when I got the chance. Oh dear, what did I get myself into? Well, I'm going to look for your legs. I'll wait here. I don't think you'll appear if I tag along. I'll be right back. I leave the classroom and start my quest. I wonder why he separated me from Kurato. Is it because Kurato is looking for him? Right now, I have two options. Find Kurato and escape, or help the ghost find his legs. If I try to escape, he might come after me though. I do not want ghosts showing up at my house. Whatever, at least it is something new. I might as well help him out. Walking around, I try to remember somewhere I last saw them. It was around the classroom, earlier when I first met up with Kurato. However, it is difficult to be sure where the legs had gone, especially because they don't leave behind a trace. Shortly after, I hear Kurato's voice calling my name. I would be happier to bump into him. Kurato, I'm here. Kurato comes running around the corner, stopping short when he sees me and letting out a relieved sigh. Once I reach him, he holds my shoulders and his eyes examine my body. Viviana, how did you escape in one piece? Kurato sounds worried as he gazes is painted on me. It was a ghost. He asked me to find his legs and... Oh, him. Kurato's expression turns dark and he lets me go. Without a word, he stalks off in the direction I came from. Confused, I go after him. Where are you going? I'm going to exorcise a ghost. What? You have to put him to rest by fulfilling his request. He'll rest after being exorcised. Doesn't seem evil, so why? It's not like he hurt me, Vienna. But he turns to face me, his expression serious. Thought he was upset with me, but he wraps his arm around my body, holding me tight against his chest. Rato? I do not understand the meaning behind it. I sense warmth and gentleness in his embrace. Even though we only met a short while ago, it feels nostalgic somehow. You don't know how scared I was of losing you, Diviana. I'm so sorry. Is he talking about his job guarding me? But his reaction is really over the top, if it's just that. Not even his fault. I'm the one who decided to come to the school. I gently stroke his back and to reassure him. I've been messing around too much. After Kurato pulls away, I feel slightly flustered. There's something I want to tell you, but it will have to wait. Stay here, I'll be back in a minute. Wait, don't leave me all alone. It'll be fine. I just need to set things right. Trust me. Kurato's serious eyes look into mine. This is a side of him I could not have imagined when we first met. Is he always like this at work? Or did he grow dependable when I wasn't looking? He pats my shoulder and heads off before I can say anything. I cannot help but worry about him. How is he going to deal with a ghost? I didn't even know he could see them. Worried, I go after him. I hear loud noises, like something large and metal shrinking a wall. Is he trying to exorcise a ghost by throwing a desk at it? I slowly peek around the corner and see Kurato with the ghost boy. Kurato appears to be winning, with the ghost boy pinned against the wall. I'm not too late. I have to stop Kurato before he hurts him. Why are you doing this? This is for your own good. Your wish will never come true. Why should I believe you? Don't seem to remember me, but back in class 1E, I want to enter the classroom and stop them. but the ghost's demeanor suddenly changes. His gaze momentarily falls to the floor, and he pulls himself away from the wall with a jerk. The ghost boy raises a head again, and I flinch back. His eyes have turned to match black voids, and his mouth is set in a swirl of rage. Kurato tries to pull something out of his pocket, but the ghost boy crawls forward with inhuman speed, grabbing Kurato's arm. The ghost couldn't harm humans, but this boy is definitely trying to hurt Kurato. Ah, I remember you. I remember you! Even in this chaos, Kurato managed to draw something from his pocket. I do not exactly understand what he is doing, but I see his lips moving. The glass boy backs away from him. When I notice what is going on, Kurato throws the object he is holding, a small charm, at the ghost boy. The moment it touches him, he freezes in place. Dark mass surrounds the ghost boy, instantly dissolving him into mist. His scream echoes after he disappears, eventually fading until there is nothing left of him. Hi Crimson, how are you? First, is even later for you than for me. Second, I don't care about beauty sleep. Third, I'm still on my normal streaming time. His scream echoes after he disappears, eventually fading until there is nothing left of him. I glance over at Kurato. He sinks down on his knees and lets out a deep sigh. Without moving, he suddenly calls my name. Vienna, you can come out. Did you know I was here all this time? Kurato turns to me and nods. What happened to him? I exorcised him. He's gone. I notice his messy clothes. I am worried he was injured, but I cannot see anything but some minor cuts and scratches. You haven't seen me yet, but yeah, I have my moments where I feel pretty. Yes. I told you to sit back there. I'm sorry. I do not dare to look Kurato in the eyes, but he does not seem upset. Let's go home. On the way back, we walk in silence. You do not understand everything that I do not understand everything that happened tonight. Starting with the ghost boy that called out to me, Kurato being at school. I tried to help, but it felt like I was more of an annoyance. Are you okay? I just have a lot on my mind. Right, I still owe you an explanation. You were supposed to be there, but oh well. You weren't supposed to be there, but oh well. I still can't believe you trusted that ghost. What if he hurted you? Or forced you to do something terrible? Why don't I help him? Honestly, I was just curious. He was the school ghost, you know? Someone we talked about a couple days ago? Ghosts like him can't pass on because they have strong unfulfilled desires in this world. I tried to track him down before, but it doesn't appear very often. When I heard he might show up tonight, I took a chance. Was it really impossible to fulfill his wish? His wish could be fulfilled if his legs were attached to his physical body, but his body was cremated. Besides, there is no way to know where he'll really rest after getting back his legs. It was an impossible request to begin with. I can't believe he tricked you into helping him. I don't know. I thought if he was an evil ghost, he would have cursed me and haunted me until my death. To be honest, I'm not fond of ghosts, especially the idea of hungering them. Hi. The ghost's gone, so you don't need to keep beating yourself up about it. Kurato gently pats my head. I expect him to be upset, but it is opposite. I troubled him, yet he's trying to comfort me. His kindness makes me feel even more guilty. When the ghost screamed at you, what did he mean by I remember you? Don't read too much into it. I've been after him for a while. Maybe remember that and remember me. How long have you been an exorcist? It's a long story. I have all night. Alright, well, it's not just ghosts. I dislike all supernatural beings. Part of my job is keeping the village safe from creatures like him. I didn't know you could see ghosts. I didn't think you could either. All this time you knew the school ghost story was true. What about the other legends from this village? Curious? I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise. You'll figure it out. I'm serious. I'm involved in your mess now. I have a right to know what else might come after me. I think you've got it backwards. You're the one dragging me to your messes. Kiss me, but who saved you from sleeping on the streets, huh? You're more of a damsel in distress than I am. Hey, didn't I look badass back there? At least call me a knight or something. By the way, thanks for helping me. It's nothing. Just be careful around supernatural beings next time. Don't trust them, no matter how kind they seem. In the end, they're all the same. Selfish and deceptive. Humans are no different. I still trust them more. I'm sure there are more of those beings in the village, hiding in the shadows. Someday, I'll take them all out. I know they like them, but that's a little extreme, don't you think? I've been able to sense them my entire life. I spent my childhood tormented by creatures just like that ghost. Oh, poor Roya. Oh, this is a reference to Roya killing the teacher and Razumi dragging him into these things. It's only natural how I feel about them. I see, but destroying them won't solve the problem. This is my duty. His last words fade into a whisper. I feel like he has something heavy on his shoulders, behind his animosity toward them. Kurato returns to his usual smile and jumps to another topic. You know what? You know that going out that night is dangerous. I should put more security on you next time. Speaking of security, thanks for leaving me unprotected. I don't get why Shane let you slip out. What the heck was... I was going to curse. Yeah, he left me in the care of a creepy gas mask. What a trustworthy guard you are. You should have told me at least. I know, I'm sorry for leaving you without saying anything. Shane isn't that bad, once you get to know him. In that case, can you switch with Shane? You make him sound more responsible than you are. Kurato smiles apologetically and rubs his head. I do better next time. Don't kick me out just yet. I walk to school alone today, as Kurato is busy with work. As usual, Ikue approaches me cheerfully. Walking behind her, Ryoshi greets me with an wave.
Hey, I got awesome news. The student council decided to host a masquerade ball. Yeah, I'm so excited.
The funny thing about the masquerade ball, I didn't saw anyone using masks. I glance over at Ryoshi, who averts his eyes. As class president, he must have approved if not suggested the idea. I did not know he was into such events. Why are you giving me that look? I thought it'd be nice to have fun once in a while. It's just been ages since we had a school event. I think it would be fun. I thought we wouldn't ever attend parties again after the incident with the gang during freshman year. Just because I ruined that party doesn't mean other parties can't be fun. I think a few of them even left school, but do you think they'll crash this one again? They won't make a move without a leader. Besides, I think they learned their lesson. Leoji winks at me and I smile back.
I should get a new dress. The one I wore in the first year is actually too big for me.
Have you slimmed down? You still look the same to me.
I did. Maybe the difference isn't that big for because you see me almost every day. Viviana, we should go shopping sometime.
Wait, this is too soon. At least give me some time to decide if I'm going. Don't worry, the event is still a few weeks away. You have plenty of time. Why are you telling me this early then?
Just to make you excited, Is there anyone you want to go with?
She leans towards me with the curious eyes. The first person to pop into my mind is Kurato, but I shake the thought away. What am I thinking? He's my guard and an elite student. Bringing him would raise questions. Taking the shake of my head as an answer, Ikoyu giggles and promises to find a partner for me if I have not decided. I feel like she wants to get me laid. When school ends, Ryoji surprises me by walking home with me again. I assumed he would stay late. Don't you have duties to attend to, Mr. President? Dad needs a hand with paperwork. Lab activities can wait until later. How have you been doing lately? Not too bad. Why? You seem worried. You've been quietly lately. I can't tell what's going on in your mind. I've just been tired. You don't have that bored look on your face anymore. It makes me wonder what you're up to. I've been checking the news more, though I haven't been able to get a step closer to figuring out the culprit. If you have the time, call me so we can brainstorm together. Thank you, I will. I smile at him, bumping his shoulder. He has been there for me since we were young. Ryoji never changes. Soon after we part ways, I enter my house. I notice Kurato lying on the couch reading the newspaper. Hey Kurato, sorry for making you wait. Let me first buy some. Once he hears my voice, he sits up startled, and I realize that he's not wearing anything except for a towel around his waist. Kurato? Vivian, I didn't expect you to return this early. I grab a pillow from the couch and throw it at him. He managed to dodge it. See, I just took a shower and it was warm in your house. Besides, this is really no different from the shirtless guys at the pool. I throw another pillow at his face before he can finish his line. No room for discussion. You promise to follow my rules. And my rules say you need to wear pants. And why do you take so many showers? After putting back the pillows I threw, Kurato rubs the back of his neck, averting his eyes as he speaks to me. My clothes were good after yesterday. You expect me to walk around like that? Then put something else on. I came here empty-handed. Don't you have other sets of clothing at your old place? They're due for a wash, so... I sigh deeply and shake my head. How did this guy ever function on his own? I can't get you new clothes for you. I need to go shopping for groceries anyway. It's the least I can do to thank you for your help.
Thanks.
By the way, can you cook? Maybe you can prepare some of the ingredients for a meal. Wait, never mind. You might blow up my kitchen. I'm bad, but not that bad. Okay. And we end here. Okay. We switch screens. Okay. People who is streaming. Missy and Jig have been going for a while. Mock is probably going to end as well. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I said I was going to read Fee today, but I just saw someone that I never read it before. I'm sorry, Fee. I hope I have a whole month to read you. Yeah. So the raid message is going to be raid. So here's the raid message for who is for who is inside the raid messages. This one. And we are reading Shiro. I don't think I ever read him before, so yeah. Thank you so much to everyone who joined me today. I really appreciate it. I'll be back next week with more streams. I'm still trying to think what to do on Tuesday. On Tuesday. If a game or if being productive. So I'm still trying to think about it. But yeah, I'll be back next week. Hi, Mark. I'll be back next week. Thank you, Ani, for the bits. I appreciate it. And yeah, see you all next week. Bye bye.